Oh, wait, we're going live. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Tara, along with my little dog, Una, my lap dog. As you can see, she thought she would come join me right before we go live. So welcome, everybody. Come on in. We're going to be hanging out, chilling and chatting. I got a special guest on today. We have a gal by the name of Flower Girl on today. We're going to be chatting it up with her about some, maybe some cannabis consumption. Maybe we'll be doing some of that. I got some special fruit to try. Who knows what we're going to be doing. So I'm going to throw the links out. I'm going to put my dog down for just a second because I just gave her some loves. I'm going to let Flower Girl say hello to everybody. Hello. Go ahead, Flower Girl.
Hello. My name is Flower Girl, and I have a Discord. I'll say Discover Cannabis and Friends. We just sit around and chat about cannabis, smoke a lot of weed, a lot of cannabis products. And that's about it for now. That's all I can think to say for now. But
how do people contact you, and what's your social media? What social media sites do you use?
You would ask that terribly now. I don't have that really right now because I quit all social media except for Discord. I used to be a computer instructor for many, many years. So now I'm retired and happily retired. And so I had all that before with all my work, but now I don't have it for fun. So, but I do have the Discord, Discover Cannabis and Friends, and I'll go get I'll bring up the, or put the link down below. How about that? Below in the show more. Will that work?
Actually, no. So it's best probably if they just contact you to get links. I don't know if I would really put a live Discord link out just for anybody to join. Don't you think? Like some of these people that run Discord, you just never know who's going to be out there to join these. There's some weirdos out there. I'm just throwing that out there.
Hey, see, I don't think this way. I'm, I don't think this way. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, that's why. Okay, so I used to throw my links in chat and let people join until one day somebody thought it'd be fun to join and give somebody a BA. Flip their bare ass. If you don't know what a BA is, it's called a bare ass. So they flipped their bare ass while Breeder Steve was talking during one of my interviews. So yeah, I don't let anybody just join anymore. There's some weirdos out there. So yeah. So welcome everybody. Hello, Supreme Grape and Astro in the house. How y'all doing? Thanks for coming by. What am I going to smoke today? I've been going in on, I had some, what did I have earlier? Bittered orange. Bittered orange is what I had earlier. This is what I've been smoking on this morning. Some bittered orange there.
Yeah, that looks good. What are
you all puffing on in chat? What's Carolyn going? Did you say what you're puffing on, Carolyn?
I did not, but I am going to puff on this joint I rolled earlier that is Purple Punch.
Nice.
It's a new one I got today. So I'm trying it out.
Nice.
Yeah. Seems to be pretty good. I let it go out several times already, and it's just one joint. So it's pretty thin. I've got a mouthpiece attached to it to kind of keep it from being so harsh.
Yeah, you were showing me that mouthpiece. Go ahead and show everybody what.
I also have a filter. Yeah. I have a normal filter that I got, but then the mouthpiece is just your normal mouthpiece that you can buy, but they have carbon filters inside, and you just replace these carbon filters that they help. You know, if you're smoking something harsh, then it helps a lot. And so the joints are really harsh sometimes. I really like to smoke tea leaves, but I don't have any right now. So, and they're really mild compared to papers.
So are they a certain type of tea?
They don't say. No, they don't say. They're just tea leaves, but they're no tobacco, no hemp, no nothing bad, just straight tea leaves. So they're really good and mild, and they have nice, just real light flavors. But really good. So I've gotten pretty addicted to them. They taste so good.
Have you tried rose petals yet?
Well, I'm afraid to because I'm allergic to orange. I'm not allergic to orange. I'm allergic to rose. And so just the rose scent. And
So if you were out in wild and you smelled like natural roses, are you allergic to them? Do they make you sneeze? Are there just different ones, or is it like a scent, like a perfume scent that someone puts on more?
The perfume. Always the perfume.
So do we really know it's the rose? It might not even be the rose. It's probably some of their bullshit that's in there.
I know it is, definitely, but I don't know what they put in the papers for the rose.
So as someone that's been in the beauty or was in the beauty industry for over 30 years, working with essential oils and fragrances and with people's skincare and stuff, it's so important. Like there's so many things that are in products that you can be allergic to and not know. It's so scary these days what people put, some stuff that goes into these products, and you got to be really careful and really mindful of that. I kind of was talking with Pope, one of the gals that's a cosmetologist on here, she's not a hairdresser, and I was just making an observation of how, as a professional, when I was doing hair and doing skincare, how little I knew about the ingredients that were in each product I was using. I knew about the product, I knew how to use the product, but we're really not taught about the ingredients that we're exposing people to and some of these harsh chemicals that we're using. So if I have to flip that around and look at other professional models, what about doctors in a professional world? Doctors know nothing about the prescriptions they're actually recommending, if you think about that.
That's true. I'd say over 90% do not know. Maybe a few do, but there are a lot that don't. And that's the first thing they want to do is prescribe something, so I am one to not take it, so
Exactly.
So I usually am one to object to starting out with the medication. Let's start out with a natural way and see if I can change my diet or whatever, or not consume something and see if that helps. And so I go that route usually. Try to.
So how are you finding cannabis? Are you finding cannabis affordable there now? Now that it's getting to be more dispensaries are available? Tell me a little bit about your area and what you've been going through to get stuff.
Oh, man. Here it is just wonderful. I'm in Oklahoma. And so it is so easy to get cannabis. And I can walk actually to, I would say 3 dispensaries. They're all within a mile of my home. And then you can, we just have so many dispensaries. And so my problem is I'm so anal when I shop. I want to get the right product for my needs, which I usually have to have a really heavy indica hitter, a real heavy hitter that's indica leaning, or I'll do sativas as long as they don't have certain side effects like jittery or uplifting. If people tend to review those strains and say they make them jittery or something like that. Oh, my cat just stepped in my weeds, so I'm going to put her down. This is Fluffy, my pot kitty. We call her on the channel because on my Discord, because she is always sitting in my weed, and she also likes to have it on her tail. She loves to have her tail, and she loves to distract me too.
Well, a side note about cats. Isn't like cannabis kind of related to the catnip family? I think it kind of is somewhere in there. So like it could be like they're attracted to that. Just throwing that out there.
Yes, this one is. There's only certain ones that are, but and she's one of them. So it's real easy here, but it's shopping is what drives me insane because I have to research. I'm a research nut, and so I go in and research and I find only the strains. I'll look them up because I really try to stay away from hunger or hungry effect. So if people report that it has that effect on them, I usually, at most, like again, 90% or more have that effect. So hard to get away from. And then I start writing down a few that do have the hunger effect that I might check out, because when I go to the dispensary, a lot of times they don't have their inventory online here in Oklahoma. And that really sucks. So I'll get there and 50% of the strains I want to see, they don't have. So then, I have to skip over most of them, and the ones I really want, they probably don't have them.
One thing I find, like at every cannabis store that I've been into, how slow the service is.
Oh, yeah, here they do try to get you in and get you out, and I don't like that. It's like they try to rush me, and I'm not good at rushing because I get, flustered, because I might be a little high when I'm in there. And so if I am, it might take me a little while. Oh, we have another guest. So what's she asking? I know she asked you something just then.
I have some pink pineapple. Last week I did a fruit edition. Y'all saw a fruit edition. If you haven't watched my fruit edition, this was some fruit that I ate live last week, and this is a pink pineapple. So weird, pink pineapple. Never had pink pineapple. I was going to try it for the first time today, so that's what I was going to do later. And I think she thinks it's for her. A plate's sitting here, so yeah, she thinks it's for her. I think she's waiting for food. I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Does she like fruit?
I don't know. Are you supposed to feed dogs pineapple? I never looked at giving dogs pineapple. I know you're not supposed to give them grapes. Supreme Grape says he can relate to about how the cannabis, how hard it is to help, and I think he was talking about relating to the thing when I said about how slow it is to get service in these cannabis places, and then also being in a hurry. So some places are so slow, like they're taking their time ringing things up. They're so slow that they hurry you to make your decision. That's where the slowness is. The slowness is in their movement and in their way and in their help. They don't have things legible. If they had all their things up on their menu before you even went in there, you could actually go and do research yourself and have stuff ready, and they wouldn't have to take their time, and it would be a lot more convenient for the customer. These are just things that like people aren't thinking about that are running these dispensaries. A lot of the people that are running these dispensaries, let's just face it, are cannabis consumers that have never ran a retail store before. They don't know how to run that shit.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Supreme Grape said he was smoking on some cherry lemonade. That sounds limeade, excuse me, not lemonade, limeade. That sounds good. Yummy.
That does sound good.
Yummy. Let me finish my bowl here. I'm going to reheat, do a little reheat. And then I'm going to put another one in here. I went and got some more grams yesterday. Went and got some papaya cake, some papaya 8, and jungle juice, bubblegum breath, Bruce Banner, bitter orange. I already said that one earlier. And I picked up another one. I can't remember what it is right now. I've got a few other ones sitting over here that were from last week.
Nice.
Yeah. So I got a few to smoke on. How you doing, Bingo?
Hey,
Bingo Spencer has pre-orders online. Now I would like that. That would be awesome.
What was it?
They can order online.
Now, should I be able to bring the chat up here? No. One. Four. Nice. Okay, I can see the chat. See if I can arrange this.
Okay. I just gave my dog a piece of pineapple. She wasn't interested, so maybe she's not supposed to eat pineapple. I don't know. It just went onto the floor. I'll have to pick that up here in a minute. Okay, I'm going to try a piece of pineapple now because I haven't had it yet.
I'm going to bring it back to my screen.
Oh,
There I am. Yeah,
It's a little on the bitter side.
oh, is it?
I thought it would be sweeter. Yeah.
Was it good and ripe?
It's good. Yeah, it's really ripe. But it is a little bit more on the bitter side.
What if it's a cross with a bitter fruit of some kind? Wonder what makes it pink.
I don't know. Grapefruit? Maybe they crop it with pink grapefruit.
Okay, there you go. That would explain it. That would explain that.
I don't know. I don't know how they got it. I don't know. What else would they do it with? It's okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. I'm not a grapefruit fan personally, but I know it's probably good for you. My dad used to bring home these giant grapefruit, and it was like I don't know, I'd swear it was a 50-pound bag. Huge. And none of us liked grapefruit. It seemed like those things lasted forever.
I had to put so much sugar on it to eat it. It was like, what's the point of eating it? And then other people put salt on it.
Oh,
and it's like, what's the point of eating it after you put so much of this other stuff on it? It's just kind of weird. I know people that put salt on their cantaloupe and their watermelon. I can't do that. No. I like salt on a lot of things, but not on that. Not on that.
I avoid salt a lot of times.
Yeah. But anyways, let's get back to your cannabis story. So let's talk about buying at your dispensary. How are the prices? Will the prices come down a lot? What do you pay in taxes? Where are you at there?
Oh, they're very affordable here. They're so affordable that sometimes I'm embarrassed to talk about it online because all the people that I smoke with on my Discord regularly, they're just like, well, you just shut the hell up. They don't really say that to me, but they would want to because their prices are like double what I'm paying. It's just ridiculous. I'm so happy and thankful, but I would not wish the prices that they pay on anyone, because some of them, it's like Ohio, for example, just really pisses me off because they don't even give you a full quarter when you buy a quarter, or you don't get a full eighth. If you buy 3.5 grams, you get a tenth less or something like that. It's the 10th rule or something like that. I'm like, what is that? I still don't understand it. He's tried to explain it to me, and I just cannot understand it. I've even read about it, and I can't understand because it just makes me mad every time I think about it. I think, why would you take that away from the patients? The patients are already having a hard time paying for their weed, and they've considered, Pixie,
we're live, right? Oh, she can't hear us yet. I think she knows we're live though, right?
They did put that up though to have insurance coverage.
Hi, Pixie.
They want to do
we're live, right, Pixie? I just want to make sure we're live. Okay, I was like, crap, Pixie didn't join us first. So welcome, Pixie. Welcome to the chat. So good to have you here. We were just talking about, get you caught up here, about cannabis prices and dispensaries in the area and what she had access to. We were talking a little bit about that. Okay. Do you want to go ahead and take a rip with us? Welcome. Say hello.
Good day, good day. Is this push to talk, or is this I just talk?
Straight up talk. You're good.
Just straight up talk. I'm good. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I have some dabs. I am totally in agreement. We definitely have some stores around, and I'd love to talk about that because they definitely go, oh yeah, thank you. They definitely prices in different places, and I go in and out of different counties. So the price differences are definitely different in area, but yeah, let's totally dab-a-dab-a-do.
Sounds good. Smoke my joint here. While you
so I guess like in some states, like, what's the point of even getting a medical card, or what's the benefits of having a medical card? And is there any benefits anymore? It's just like, there's so many weird rules and stuff. There's like, you have to be concerned with having guns in your house. Apparently you can't arm yourself. Isn't that one of our rights, is like a citizen? Like, I'm confused here. What are we talking?
Well, what really is not making sense at all is that here in Oklahoma, almost everybody drinks alcohol, and it's a free-for-all on guns here. That's just the way it is here. But Bingo Lombardi was saying prices there were crazy too. I noticed. I was wondering where there is. I just happened to notice that posted. Prices here are crazy. Where's here?
He's in St. Louis area.
St. Louis. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous most places. Even here, really. I mean, I'm lucky I can afford it, but I can see how it would be hard. I mean, it's not cheap anywhere you're at, really. But I guess it's cheap enough for the grower has to make money, so there is that.
Well, and this is true, right? So the grower does have to make money. So if a grower has to make money, what does a grower have to do? He first of all has to cut down all overhead. So he has to be the cheapest amount that he can grow it for, right? Because that's how you have to run a business. So normally what some farmers can do, because that's what it is, a grower is a farmer, let's really call it what it is. They grow it and they can sell direct to their customer, because then this person doesn't have to take a cut of it, and this person doesn't have to take a cut of it, right? Well, no, in the state of Washington, you have to have two people after the grower. So it's grower, processor, and retail person. So there's still two people before this person. Do you know how much you got to pay these people's bills before you get your medicine? That's what's going on. This is bullshit.
Mm-hmm. It is. I know in Michigan, we the differences in medical and recreational is you have more rights as a consumer. So you have more, you can grow more, you can have more, but you won't get in trouble like with family law. Since it is a medical thing, we want to make sure that was a huge thing for me to get my medical, was logistically I will be covered under more laws if I'm medically protected than I am recreationally. And you also get like fun benefits of there are more social clubs in the medical field compared to the recreational. You can have more get-togethers, at least in my county. Like, we were able to establish a couple of good medical places that has over a dozen caregivers in the place at any given time, and we can have our selection of all sorts of different products and all sorts of different prices. Of the prices there are completely different from each, like they combat each other, so it's actually decent product for a decent price compared to when you go to a dispensary. Now you're more concerned about the look of the building, the manufacturing of the entire process, and the consumers themselves, and then also share buyers, because those types of establishments are always more likely to have several people batting up the money for this that aren't even involved in the actual process itself. And that's where we are getting the really big disconnect. We're having different people come in from California, Colorado, and like trying to take over the corporate end of this area for us. And it's really sad because they've already taken over the casinos and the music area and this, that, and other. There's definitely one company I'm talking about when I say that. And it's very interesting to stand by and watch how things are progressing and things are splitting and changing and doing multiple different things within its own community. And the fact that we aren't getting more socially acceptable events, because we're just now starting to touch base into it, where some events are really good, but other events are really bad at the same time. And we're still getting processing of people stealing shit all the time. Every single one of my caregivers has had shit. My one buddy went to Big Clouds, the event that just happened over here in Michigan, and he was throwing $2,000 off the stage of product and inventory and different things, and the guy that he entrusted to carry his backpack fucking stole his entire fucking shit that he had that night. Like, it's sad. It's sad to see that there's still so much corruption in.
But sadly, that's literally everywhere. So like, I don't want to like, it literally is everywhere. It's just, corruption is everywhere. It's unfortunate that it is in the cannabis industry because it is money. It's money driven. A lot of it is money driven, and we have to be real because it has been money driven for years. So that was kind of the point behind all this, they kind of trying to take the money out of it. Right. And it's going to become a farming crop. And, I don't know, it's a lot of changes have to make, but I'll tell you one thing that doesn't make sense. And it's, I don't know how many people it's ever going to make sense to is, okay, what on this planet today is considered a medical benefit and used recreational? And it's okay in today's standards and anybody's eyes. There's nothing. What can you say?
Right.
All I can think of is like over the counter.
That's used recreational? What over counter do you use recreational? I know, but that's what they're calling it. They're legalizing marijuana or pot or weed or whatever word you want to throw on cannabis.
They should call it
recreational. It's rec.
Medication, whatever that's called.
Yeah.
Whatever that's classified as. It should be over the counter.
The problem is it's just never going to make sense. It's never going to make sense to anybody out there. So how is cannabis ever going to be seen legitly as a medicine if it's going to be considered recreational drug as well?
Right. Well, that's because of the way they want to compare it to alcohol, and they make it worse than alcohol, really, because you can't even do what you can do with alcohol. And I noticed the states that don't have medical, at least, of course, if they don't have medical, they're not recreational, right? Is that how it is? Most places. I mean, I don't think there's any state that is rec and not medical. Is that correct? I don't know.
I'm not sure about that statement.
Yeah, basically, yeah, because, okay, so in Washington, the only reason you would want to have a medical card is to grow or to be able to buy more when you go to the store, because you don't get better. Well, you get 10% off. You get 10% off your taxes. That's it. So you get 10% off and you get to buy more product. Whoopee. You don't get any better product.
I forgot about the tax bonus. We get that too. I lost my medical card and I forgot about that. So I went to go pick up at a regular store, a regular dispensary. And they're like, $14 in fucking taxes. I'm like, what? I only got fucking like 2.5 ounces. Are you fucking kidding me? And there was like cheap ass ounces too. Like I've been on a very cheap thing. So it was like $35 an ounce type bullshit. It wasn't even like, we ended up using edibles because like, yeah, it was that bad.
I forgot
I forgot like people could not care about what they're growing to even produce that. Like it was laughable type shit. And I'm like, they put that out on the market, and like, I don't know. It's laughable. It is laughable what people get away with. And like, yeah.
I was going to say this, dextromethorphan, or I don't know how you say it, but Astromator was saying, Astromator loves cycling. He was saying that I think that might be the stuff that they buy and cook it down to. I saw a guy doing that. And is that it?
But that's not recreational and medical. That's what I'm trying to say. We're trying to find something that's medical and recreational. Is that what we're talking about still?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but I was saying, that it's kind of over the counter stuff, is what it is. But
But it's not say, hey, let's go recreational, do it on a weekend. But pot is.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're trying to tell society, that this is okay. This is where, how are you ever going to drive to the normal folks?
The way I look at it is that it is so non-toxic compared to alcohol, and alcohol is recreational. And I'm just thinking, it is so non-toxic. I mean, it helps me so much with my pain, but they think it is like worse than alcohol, and they classify it like that. And to me, it doesn't make sense, really, in that respect, as far as, the thought people have about, but and I get what you're saying about the difference between pharmaceutical versus, medical patients, but so maybe that's the argument between going rec, because a lot of people in our state, they shot it down. I mean, and I thought, and they thought for sure it was.
See, I believe today, the reason that we literally have it legal today is because of medical to begin with. If it was no medical benefit, why would people fight that hard for this stuff? It's saved lives. This plant has saved lives. This plant has taken and helping kids in so many ways that people don't even recognize the amount of like seizures kids don't have anymore because of this plant. The amount of people that have been helped because of this plant. You don't have to get high. Okay. That's another thing. That's a weird.
I don't take pain medication. I have had severe pain for the past year, and more than a year and a half, but I've gotten something done about it in the past year. And I've only used cannabis except for right after surgery. And like within 4 days, I'm back off the pain. And I have weeks of pain medication that I can take, but I don't take it. And I'm all for it. That is all I use, because I can't take the pain medication. For one, it makes me sick, but I end up in the bathroom sick. But then some of my problems were just that. I was in the bathroom. I was sick all the time, nauseated, so that was, but I couldn't take the pain medicine. So anyway, I'm sorry. I forgot what I was saying.
Oh, no, that's good. No, it's good. It's good. No, it's good. Just a minute, please. It's good to mention that you're able to use that for your pain medication, because some people actually don't really know what are uses for it. So it's nice to know what other people use it for. Some people pain they haven't been able to relieve pain with it. They'd have to go to more of an edible for some people. So it's a lot of different things. Go ahead, Pixie. Sorry about that.
Oh no, you're good. I was thinking that, I know that when they started making these laws, you have to consider where these laws stem from. These laws stem from pure racism and pure pharmaceuticals and the government. They started making their way in. They wanted it declassified. There are so many different proofs that we've used it as medicine throughout hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years that you cannot tell me that the natural doctors do not know the fucking benefits for it. It is 100% pure profits of the drug war, period. It doesn't fucking, like, the stupid people that want to believe
just watch
that are just being fed a story and believe that story. Like, it's a certain type of people that will not see the benefits of it, period. And they're the ones that are in office that will keep it there because the profits are more for pharmaceuticals, and they can get more money out of the pharmaceuticals than they will be able to get out of that stoner.
So what people need to do is pay attention to what their state representatives, what they're voting for. And I post that all the time on our Discord, is how they vote on marijuana issues. And that's important to me, how they vote on marijuana issues. I don't care what party you are, but take note of how they're voting.
Maybe something that needs to be considered is, like, if people, like, I'm not a political person by any means, but if there's someone out there hearing me out there that is going for this or wants contact or wants some, information or wants to talk to medical patients and hear their side, it'd be nice to be able to have that conversation and throw some other ideas out there. Like maybe this is a time that the medical patients need to bond together throughout the United States of America. And we need to take it to the federal court and admit that it's medical and it's not really recreational. It's actually medical. Even though you use it, you're still getting a medical benefit from it, whether you want to admit it or not. Whether you want to, it relaxes you. So if you can relax yourself, that helps you alone your blood pressure. So there you go. Like there is a medical benefit to this plant, and we just need to plain admit it and quit acting like you're just using it recreational. If you're using it recreational, to me, and you can't admit it, what medical benefits then you're abusing it. There you go. That's how I have to put it.
Well, I wake up in the middle of the night at 2:00 in the morning in pain and smoke a little bit and then can go back to sleep. So I don't have to take medication for sleep either, so there's that.
Yeah.
You can take it for all kinds of things, even the same strains or the same kinds, I just like it. You can do that. You don't have to go through your medicine cabinet and say, okay, this is going to conflict with this, and this is going to give me, nausea, and this is one's going to, make me sick, and
So what if we change the terminology to not a medical benefit, but a nutritional benefit?
That too, probably.
No. I mean, it does have its own nutrition, yes, very much so. Like I remember eating seeds and like staying alive in my early 19, 20. Like I think I was like living on my own. And I ate seeds, and we had like jars, like we would keep our seeds forever, and it was like Mexican brickweed, so we had a shit ton of them, so we'd collect them, so we'd have this jar of seeds that we would just we would eat from it, and come to find out it was actually really healthy for us. It was one of the things that are today that you're actually encouraged to eat, the hemp hearts and this, that, and the other. And now they bag them up for you and even deshell them for you. It's really awesome. So it's really good that we're getting the studies out that we need to prove the fact that it is an actual nutrient too. And it's also several different, there's so many cases on how beneficial this plant is to us in all of its forms, not just one particular form of it, and that's amazing to discover. Yes, that's cheers. It looks like you want it.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We've got a great conversation going on. It's nice to have some real conversation with some real women, I have to say. It's hard to get out and meet a lot of women, and it's hard to, we don't have places where we can consume cannabis in person. And so at least we get to kind of act like we're consuming in person, it's kind of nice. And it's nice to see your faces today. Thanks for being here, ladies, and supporting me. And thanks to everybody else out there in chat that's tuning in. Bingo Lombardi, he's an awesome guy. He's been here for a long time, good friend of mine. And thanks everybody else for being out there. Supreme Grape, Marshall's in the house. We got Astro still hanging with us. We got Ron Diesel. We tried to get Ron Diesel to join us. I don't know, Ron. Come on, Ron. Come join the ladies. We always enjoy the conversation with Ron. Ron's a good guy. He's another really good guy in the cannabis community out there.
He knows a lot.
Yeah, he's got the link if he wants to come in. He's still invited.
This is my first year of growing, too, as a matter of fact. So,
your first year growing, yeah. So let's talk about what you're growing and what you're learning, and what are the laws there for you growing. Go ahead, I'll let you talk about that.
Yeah, so the laws here, we can have basically 12 plants, but six what are they, seedlings, the small ones, and then six full-grown plants, or in I guess flower maybe. I'm so new at this, so bear with me. But this is my first year of growing. I tried to grow last year, but I had 2 surgeries and I forgot about the plants, but Ron helped me with my plant got destroyed. My first one that I My first one that I planted before we planted some more. First, we got hit by a hailstorm, knocked a third of the plant off, and he said, "Oh, it'll be all right, just bandage it up and everything." And then a little bit later, I saw some bugs on the bandage, and I thought, well, I better take that off because I'd heard from somebody else, oh, well, it might collect bugs, the bandage may collect bugs. So I take the bandage off. Well, half the plant snaps off because the bandage was holding it together. And it was big. It was like waist high at this time. So I'm like, okay. So I just took that one. I didn't even try and save it. I threw it away. He said, "Oh, it'll be all right," and then told me put a little aloe vera on it, and everything. And then over there on my channel, Astronomator and everybody was saying, well, just keep on going, it'll be fine. And now it's just flourishing. It's doing real good. It's waist high and it's doing good. It's about the size that what it was when it all started happening. So then we planted another person I met here in Norman on Discord. We got together and planted about 20 more plants, and they're behind, but they're about knee high now, and they're all different. We've got a coffee mug, and what other was that? Ron knows the name of it. It's Utila, and gosh, some other kinds. Lots of different kinds, but this is my first time, and it's fun. They're flourishing in the backyard here in Oklahoma.
Welcome, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
What's happening?
What up, though? How you doing?
Hey,
Big Z.
glad you came in for a smoke.
Yeah,
And
smoke
talk.
break. What you guys up to?
What up, though?
Talking.
I'm really trying to host a show with a big ass dog on my lap. And it's really hard pushing the mute button and not pushing the mute button. So we're getting situated over here, but yeah. I don't know why she wants her mommy today, but she wants her mommy today. So Ron, how are you doing today? Let's talk about where you're at and what's the medical look like in your area, since we're talking that.
Yeah, no, you mentioned the rec medical thing. In my state, the medical side has to have medicine available. So the rec side can sell out. Like if 100 people come every hour and buy all the weed, the rec side can sell. The medical side has to have something available. So a lot of times, like, if I've never been into a dispensary in Illinois. The only dispensary I've ever been into was Michigan. And what I got from there was poison. It wasn't just bad weed, it was literally poison. And I had another, but anyways, in Illinois, I've had people with med cards bring me decent stuff. Most of the recreational material, I feel like they really do kind of put it out the back door or whatever it is, because a lot of times I feel like it's lower quality here, at least here. You guys might be more privileged over there.
We've got we've got so many different qualities here. You can go, it's all over the place. I mean, you've got it all here at least, but if you want to pay,
So there was medical here, I think, for a couple years. I don't remember when it started, but rec started in 2021. So the first year of rec, this is how corrupt they are. What they did was, and it might have just been the best system they had, I don't know, but they only the 5 previously licensed medical companies or dispensaries, I think they were vertically integrated, were allowed to sell on the Illinois market, and there was no legal way to obtain seed. Even though if you were a medical patient, you could grow 5 plants, but legally, there were no vendors for seeds. Like, you couldn't go to dispensaries and get seed. So there was all this gray area coming in. But yeah, I think we were medical before we were rec. Then they brought the rec in, and I think I've heard it from a lot of guys. Whenever rec comes in and the market just gets flooded, it's just kind of a race to the bottom,
Hmm.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah.
Definitely in Michigan. I definitely heard that in Michigan several times.
So in Michigan, it is both, isn't it? It's rec and
Correct. Yep.
In Michigan, you can just grow 12 plants for being a person, just for being alive. In the state of Illinois, you need to pay for a medical license just to grow 5 plants over 5 inches. It is the way they wrote the law, you know.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't that
I
way.
don't know who's writing these laws.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ron's in Illinois.
Okay. My dad is actually, I'm going to be in Illinois next week. I'm driving my dad back up. So I'm taking Greyhound down and then I'm driving up. That's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, good luck. Yeah, traffic.
Y'all meet up. You should meet up. I'm all about it. Everybody should meet up. Everybody should always meet up when you can, right?
I thought we were meeting up in Vegas. We're all flying into Vegas.
You know what? Okay, so I have mentioned it on Discord. I think it would be really cool to all meet up in Vegas, like maybe the first of the year, January, February-ish, like because it's the cheapest place to fly in. I don't want to spend time in Vegas. Believe me, gambling is not my thing. If you only knew my backstory, but yeah. So like just going there and sightseeing, like the Bellagio has that beautiful music with the fountains. Like you can do a lot of shit for free there. It's pretty fun. And it's legal. Yeah. It's legal.
Right?
It's legal. Why not?
Yeah, we can go to the cookies dispensary.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to one.
Right?
Kevin Jodery's.
There are other things, but I do know somebody who lives there that knows all about what to do there. And very good friends with him. So he'll be able to tell us what not to do. Like probably visit the cookies. No, I don't know, but he's lived all his life in Las Vegas. It's Goob. You know Goob, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, Goober. Yeah. He'll tell you where to go.
All right.
Let's dab time.
All right.
What are y'all smoking on, Ron? What are you smoking on out there? What are you doing? We can't see you, Ron, but of course, maybe you already know that. Did you want to show your face, Ron? You're off and on. There you go. We saw you earlier. Okay. What are you smoking, Ron?
Yeah, I was trying to sneak out. This was a volunteer plan. I don't know what it is, so I could speculate, but it was some outdoor. Pixie's got some dabs.
What's Pixie smoking on today?
I have Trop Punch live crumble. It says live crumble. This is not crumble.
Yeah, that's not.
But it was like that was definitely warm when I picked it up though, because it was like hitting that crazy fucking heat wave. So that could have been partial.
Does your Ron just left? Bye, Ron. Does your dispensary keep your product in the refrigerator? Like for my dispensary is they're on point with my product. Like my stuff is like fire. It's always kept in the fridge. Like they have to go in the back and get my stuff normally. Like, yeah.
No, it's like a 20% chance of you actually finding the correct storage and shit like that. Normally it's a hot fucking truck that is being transported in, because I've been in the manufacturing portion of it and I've seen that the fucking warehouses themselves are so fucking goddamn hot because they don't know how to temperature control correctly. And then when they're doing the checks and switching ports and stuff like that, to verify all the codes and all the regulation things. I don't know why I'm forgetting what that's called right now. But yeah, it amazed me that it can be so sloppy sometimes.
I guess I'll have to say ignorance is bliss, because I'm just thankful. I am so thankful now. I've been smoking since the 70s. I'm that old, you know. So I know that how hard it was to get back then and in the 80s and the 90s, and how I never, you know, I just never would have thought that I could walk into a store and buy medication now. But then, of course, it was recreation, you know, in the 70s. But now I use it strictly, I mean, a lot for medication, mostly. You know, of course I do if somebody I know when I'm going to a hash making party, then I will smoke there, and they're smoking too, they're smoking their own, but and it is kind of a casual type thing, but it's not. Everybody has their medical card that is there, so
Yeah.
that's just the way it is here. But I am so thankful to be able to go into a store and buy concentrate anything I want now. I mean, and know what it is. Know what it is. I mean, I know we don't know everything about it and all this, but they do here in Oklahoma have to have a sheet on it, whether I want to believe that sheet or not. But I try to say, hey, it's the best I can do. And back in my day, when I was smoking earlier, they sprayed the shit with paraquat, excuse my language. But I mean, they sprayed it with bad chemicals and we smoked it. And we didn't know what we were getting. We never knew. But now it's not legal.
Yeah.
Test it and they throw the stuff out. They also make them, they recall here all the time.
So I just opened a new one called Jungle Juice.
Okay.
Oh no, I didn't open Jungle Juice. Sorry, Jungle Juice was right next to it. I was gonna call Jungle Juice. I opened papaya cake instead. And one thing they've started doing on this company, this is Green State here in Washington. They've been having this little metal like foil seal that's actually sealed to the jar. So when you actually pull this out, that's actually sealed on there. This is really nice. Thank you, Green State. Appreciate this packaging. Thank you, Green State. I'm just going to throw that out there because this is really nice. I don't like my dabs dried out because I bought some in Oregon and it was nasty. It was really dried out. They probably opened it 20 times to look at it. I don't know. So I do appreciate that. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Well, you'd be surprised if these things are incorrectly sealed, how much you lose. Like you might as well not even have it on there almost type, like how much they lose through packaging.
Yeah.
It's amazing. This is the other one I have. This is the cake punch live sugar.
So just a little tip on that. Anybody that doesn't have a nice little lid on it later, like that's not sealed, right? And if I'm going to be really traveling for a long period because I pulled this off, it's not sealed anymore. I can put it back on there and it kind of seals. It's kind of a little sticky. But if I'm going to be traveling a long way or I'm going to ship something, oh no, never mind. We don't ship things. I didn't mean that. But if I'm going to be traveling somewhere and maybe a box gets tipped over and maybe melted somewhere, because you never know where the box might be laying anywhere. You can put parchment paper. It's a really good thing to like take a piece of parchment paper, cut it off, and make a little thing that goes on top there. It's the best thing for you guys. It'll save your product and your lids and everything. It's just nice. Just letting you know.
Cool.
Little tip.
Cool. We like little tips like that.
Welcome, John, to the show. Good to see John Maddox out there. Hello, Dank. Nice to see you. How you doing? Who else we got in the house that's new and haven't said hello? Okie Grower, how you doing? Okie Grower said, come to Harvest Fest in Spavina? Spavina? Is that how I say it? Spavina. In Oklahoma, September 7th through the 9th. Okay, that sounds like a party. I'm going to be going to a Unicorn Cup up in BC next month in my new little rig.
Oh, that's going to be so cool.
Yeah. Super.
Can you show pictures or not? No?
I didn't show any pictures. I could. Do I have a picture on here? Let me see if I have a picture. I could give a little sneak peek, I guess, of what my new little dig is, I guess.
Yeah. I would love to hang out in that thing with you.
Let's see if I can screen share the right part here.
Okay, nice. Cheers.
Cheers. I can't, this thing's not letting me. Let's see.
Do you know I have family in Washington State? Like, I actually, Seattle, actually throughout the entire state. Um, my the lady that adopted my mother, she lives there in Seattle. She's still
Hi.
technically 85, so I have to get out there. I seen her like 2 years ago, so I want to try to get out there and show my kids around. And then my other side of the or my still same side of the family, but the native side is right off of Vancouver Island, off of the south coastal side. And it is beautiful out there. Like let's go camping. Let's go camping next to the mountain and we can go see like Bigfoot because like my dad seen him in the 90s when we went out there for my grandmother's funeral. And it was like Sunday morning, he was reading his Bible type situation and looked up and seen him. It was funny. But either way, yeah, it's beautiful out there. Absolutely gorgeous.
Doing something there. This is
Okay, that might or might not be my new little rig that I'll be traveling around in. So hopefully you'll see Tara Lee live on the road, y'all. There we go. There's a new home away from home. So there you go. Sneak peek, sneak peek. That's what you get.
very nice.
Super excited. Yeah, finally something I can drive.
I want to say Okie Grower 75. I thought it was somebody else when I said, well, I know now who Okie Grower is. So I assumed I knew who he was, or she was, but they're in Ponca City. They're in Oklahoma also. And John Maddox is also in Oklahoma.
Nice.
John's a sweetheart. I've known John for a long time. Overgrow, overshare, everywhere. He has all these, he says, I can't think of it right now. Now that I'm on the spot. But John says he also cut down 2 male plants and he gave them to the goats. Oh yeah, I bet they did love them, John. Feeding them goats. Those goats are going to be healthy. I love goats. I would love to have goats. How many goats you got, John? What kind?
I love to watch the goats.
Animals out there. I want to know everybody who has animals and what are their names and how many you got. Pixie, go ahead. How many you got?
I have one little puppy. She is a baby pet who is about to turn 1 come August. Oh. And I'm so excited. She is a beautiful little black and white little pet. And her name is Coco. And we have 3 minutes until East Coast 20. Just throwing that out there.
Well, there we go. Well, let's get ready to heat up. And let's let Flower Girl talk about her little animals that she has and how many she got.
Yes, I have kitties, and I'm not even going to say how many kitties I have, but you can call me the cat woman. But I have taken care of. Actually, what happened was I got one kitty from an aunt.
No. You're not the cat woman. No. Don't make it sound like you're that hoarder woman. No, you're not. You're not.
No, what I am is that I had this one little girl who, before I got her fixed, I had also gotten a male cat that had been run over. And I took him in and took him to the vet. And 2 weeks later, after his surgery, they had to pull his tummy down out of his rib cage and do surgery so he could eat and breathe. And then they mated before I knew it. And then they had kittens. And so I kept them all basically and just had them all fixed. And so, and didn't populate the world with these cats. And they don't ever go outside. They stay in my house and they're well taken care of. They have their own room and they have a cat walk on top of the ceiling up there where they walk out. They're very spoiled and they have their own table. So they don't get on mine, it's like you have your own table, get over there and eat your food. So I'm not really the cat woman that you might think.
I know. I'm like, don't say cat woman because people's heads go like that.
That's right. It is. You're right. It's a bad thing.
You're not that cat.
Actually wanted me to think that, but at one time probably. But
yeah. Okay, so when I was a child, you want to talk about cats. I lived in the country and I would bring every stray home cat there was. And there was a dairy that was down the road and everybody would drop off their cats. At one time, between all the kittens and the cats that we had like 25. So like, wow, that was a lot, yeah.
Yeah, you got to get them all fixed.
They were all outside though. They were all outside, but one cat could go up. My dad's old cat could go inside. That was it. All of them would have had to be outside because that's just too many cats. That's yeah.
To control.
Yeah.
So these all stay inside. I don't have.
All right. We got 1 minute. We're gonna heat up right now.
That's what I was gonna do.
Here we go. Cheers to the East Coast 420 out there.
420. Happy 420.
Smoke some shit.
420.
Happy cheers to you all out there. Supreme Grape says he has a fish tank. Other people say they like cats. Kittens are awesome. What are all the comments we got? Cat and 2 pups. What are their names, Supreme?
That's funny.
Cat Girl is a Batman villain, Astro.
You are no villain, Flower Girl. Yeah. They tease me over there because I'm so soft-hearted. They love to watch movies with me over there because I cry at the stupidest stuff. You know, somebody loses their pet and I'm like, are they going to find that dog or whatever?
That's why I don't watch movies. I just don't watch them.
Yeah, they're laughing, you know, it's really comical. And I laugh at it too because it is funny. I don't watch movies. And that's really part of the fun. They say that's part of the fun. And I say it's part of the fun too, because either I'm asleep because I'm too stoned. And astronomer saying, do you want to go to bed? Because I'm falling asleep. But
yeah, either I'm too tired. Yeah, I'm too tired, or I'm too emotional. Yeah, it's exactly why I don't watch movies. My husband, my husband, I will start watching a movie, and literally, I will fall asleep halfway through it, wake up and watch the last part of it, not understand any about it because I missed all the important shit. I mean, this happens like so much. Or we'll rent a movie and I'll only watch half of it. I'll end up going to bed and then I'll think I'm going to watch it the next day and I go by 2 days and then the movie's gone. I don't get to watch it because it was only good for a day. This happens to me all the time. Oh, well.
I was so stoned the other day and I misclicked. I was trying to watch like weed baking shows because they have the competition now. And I love seeing those. And I ended up doing like a high time event instead and having it rented. And I don't know how I got there. And I don't know. It was actual rental and I cried because I don't like renting stuff. Like I'm like free thing all the way, all the time. Like I pay for Prime. So that's like, that's the only thing I watch is Prime.
It's only rarely that we'll rent them because I mean, literally everything is on Prime or Netflix or whatever. But literally, I don't really watch much TV. I hang out on Discord a lot. You know, okay, so I would rather kind of bond and hang out with people than watch a lot of movies. I've watched a lot of movies in my lifetime. It's just not my thing. Once I've seen one, I don't really like to watch them again. It's just I'm just that kind of person. You know, other people like to watch things over and over again. That's okay.
Right.
My children watches stuff over and over again. I'm sorry. I keep on cutting you off. There you go.
Well, you're good.
I'll just quickly say, and I don't usually. So that was the deal. I've watched very few movies and very few television shows in my life. And so it's real easy to pick out a movie that I haven't seen, a stoner movie, or it's always comedy though. It's always comedy, but I cry at comedies. And like they said, E.T., Okie Grower cried at E.T. Well, I'm sure I did too. I remember I did cry on that one because it was real sad there when E.T. wanted to go home. But I am just like that. I'm a nut when it comes to being emotional like that.
And why do we hate it so bad to show our emotions? I can tell you why I hate it, but like it's just really hard. It's just something that's just
yeah, it shows so that you're vulnerable. Sorry, but you know that's it. It shows that you're vulnerable. That's what my psychologist told me anyway.
Mm-hmm. And why do we hate to be vulnerable? Why do we hate to be vulnerable? Because you were picked on? Because it makes you feel insecure? It makes these weird feelings inside you. You just feel not part of yourself, like, how do you describe that?
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
does it make you feel like?
It's a big threat to me. I'll just put it that way. It's a huge threat to me. Huge threat. If I feel vulnerable. And if I don't feel secure.
Pixie, how about you?
Oh, I have a lot of pent up emotion and rage that ends up being more rage. My sister says I'm a touch of a ticking time bomb, or the short little Napoleon syndrome comes out a little bit. It happens.
Well, I mean, like, you kind of have to stand up for yourself, or no one else is going to. And, that kind of, I think that happens when you're kind of the black sheep of the family, and you're considered, the one that's always breaking the rules, or the one that's always bumping that, it's always the one that's always doing this against mom and dad, right? You're always the black sheep of the family. You're always going against the grain. And, sometimes those people are trendsetters. Sometimes those people have to lead the way. I mean, look at how many people didn't think cannabis was a medical benefit, and now we're able to partake of it today. So, bringing it all back around, thanks for those that came before us. Thanks to those that believed in this as a plant. I do want to say there was someone that passed away that was in the cannabis community that I had met on Hash Church. His name was Dr. Bob Melamede. I hope I didn't murder his last name. That was a terrible way of putting that. He was an older gentleman. I really appreciated some of the conversations that he had on Hash Church, and he also had a YouTube channel. If you want to go follow him, he was an older gentleman that he seemed really smart to me, and he just was a guy that helped make things make sense. He kind of put things into words that I could understand them. So that was just someone out there, Bingo Labardi. I'm sure you know who that is, Mr. Bingo, because Bingo's been to Hash Church with me several times. That's kind of how Bingo and I met, was on Hash Church, also with John Maddox out there. Gosh, thinking of how long I've been hanging out with some of you guys is just crazy. We were talking about the relationships, and the other day when I met 710, and I'm going to be headed up to be with Drake in 710 next month, and how I met some of these guys is just crazy. John Maddox, I didn't get to meet John Maddox in person, but I did get to meet John Maddox on video, and we used to hang out on video chat, and it was really nice getting to know John. And Ron's nice to get to know you out there too. Flower Girl, Pixie, I'm going to let Flower Girl, I think, let's just kind of sum up our show. We've been having a great conversation. We're going to come back in next Sunday and do it again. I don't know. You guys are definitely welcome to join me again. We're going to just kind of keep chatting and keeping it real here, give people kind of a nice, peaceful hangout on a Sunday for y'all to chill and smoke a little if you want. So we're going to try and do this again next Sunday around noon. Look for us again. Flower Girl, any final words from the show today, or any final thoughts, or anything you thought you wanted to say?
Had a good time. Had a great time, and had a great time hanging out with you, and also being able to see the chat and interacting with everybody in the chat. It's been fun, and interacting with Pixie, of course. I get to interact with her on the channel too sometimes.
Yes, go ahead, Pixie. If you want to go ahead and let people know how to find you or get a hold of you after the show. Any final thoughts? Go ahead.
Oh, it's always great with you ladies. I always enjoy a good token talk. I'm definitely gonna have like a lot more of these sessions because I think they're very important. Can't wait to see what this evolves into. Definitely. I don't know. I'm not really findable on anywhere. Like I do have my normal account, dark pixie _ 2001 is my Instagram. I'm just a hometown girl, just pothead that creates all sorts of different art.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's cute. Let me spotlight that. Here, hold that up so I can spotlight it. There you go. Oh, what is that made out of? That's cool.
So, this is a Christmas ornament that I made out of resin, and then I started
Resin.
bejeweling it.
Oh, cool.
And
Oh,
then what I have underneath is a nail polish or this glitter, holographic glitter that just shimmers. So yeah,
very
I do. I
cool.
make lots of different art, and I will have some up for sale because I also do ashtrays that are glittery. And they're the spin type, so it like hides all your stuff in like a container and not like out and about. I don't know. I'm old school and I do it like that. But either
Hey,
way,
you know
ladies, you
what?
guys enjoy the day. I
That's
appreciate you
awesome.
very much.
Girlfriend, okay, so next time we need to like get your YouTube or your Instagram. Do you have pictures of your artwork on your Instagram? You need to do that if you don't. Let's get that next time we're gonna do that. We're gonna get Pixie's artwork. Look forward to seeing Pixie's artwork next week. It's gonna be show and tell of Pixie's artwork. So that's what we're gonna do. I just scheduled it. I'm putting you on the spot.
Sounds like a plan. You know I'll make it work.
Okay,
I'll
put
make
her on
it
the spot.
work.
Yeah,
All right.
well, so I think it's important that people show off their uniqueness, right? I think that's what makes everybody special. And I love looking at other people's interests and hobbies because, you know, we all don't do everything and we're not supposed to do everything. Everybody's supposed to do their little intricate little thing themselves. Everybody's not on the same path. Everybody's not on the same journey.
Right. I do agree with that. I think it's very important to dabble into a little bit of everything though. Just because you can pull information from anywhere and everywhere if you're just learning by learning your mistakes. Like I found so many different crosses that my artwork has so much more relatable into my everyday work than what I had originally had thought. But anyway,
That's
ladies, enjoy
awesome.
your day.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today. I
Well,
really
I'd like to say too, just as a closing thought is, and I think it is important to, that everybody allow everybody to have their own thoughts, I think it's great that we're allowed to vocalize how we feel and we're able to, do that diplomatically and tell our opinions, and I just love that we can speak our minds and not be offended by that, I think that's great.
I love it. And it's so awesome that I found you ladies. It's super nice to be able to find extra ladies in the cannabis community to be able to hang out with. And so anybody else, and if there's another lady or another man that would like to join us next week, if you'd like to join the channel or the panel another time, if you think you got some cannabis information you'd like to show out there, tell us about your history or your cannabis use in your area, because we're all always interested in hearing more people's stories. Or if you'd like to hang out with us offline, I will definitely throw some links out for people if they want to hang out with us. Just DM me and through Instagram. It's probably the best place to get a hold of me. So it's just Tara Lee Live on Instagram. If you're not on Instagram, I do have a Discord channel. If you're not on Discord, I'd recommend getting on Discord. There's a lot of fun people to hang out with on Discord. There's lots of places to go, but contact us and we'll let you know because we don't put the links out live anymore. So for the end of the show, thanks everybody again for joining us. We'll try and be back in again next Sunday. As always, peace and love. Till the next live. Bye. Oh, wait a sec. Wait a sec. You ladies stay right here.